Have you ever thought commercials on TV made no sense and it's like they're just trying to make you laugh into swallowing and gargling down garbage? This video's for you. So let's watch a couple of these.
It's nothing.
Sounds like something. When you have nausea, hyperdigestion.
Pepto-Bismol coats and soothes for fast relief when you need it most.
Yeah, okay, so let's look into Pepto Bismol. So somehow I'm supposed to believe that consuming food coloring, sucralose that's known to mess up the gut microbiome, and an assortment of other ingredients are actually supposed to help my upset stomach. So this is where we start to recognize in our society that the only reason that these companies still exist is because people are uninformed on gut health. And if your gut is feeling something, you should probably not pour random garbage into your mouth. And this is where we are in our society, where we're literally thinking, okay, I have an upset stomach. Here's a commercial about people dancing around and doing some fun thing. Oh, I definitely should drink that. What? Now, definitely a food commercial is going to tell us the nutritional value and reasons why we eat their food and how it's going to make us healthy, right? Let's see if Lay's potato chips can do something less manipulative. So now, just in case you get an upset stomach, you're supposed to consume sucralose, which disrupts the gut microbiome, and food coloring, which is not things a human should consume. Let's assume maybe we want to eat some potato chips, and we're going to be reinforced in what type of potato chips we should eat. So what they do in this video is they take your two favorite actors that definitely probably don't consume potato chips, and then they put together a video like this.
Nervous? Oh, Blaze. Brings back so many good memories. Remember our road trip in 97?
So the goal here is to make you laugh, because when a person laughs, your amygdala turns off and then you're way more susceptible to influence. So that's why you notice 99% of commercials are all to try to make you say, haha, that's funny. I like that. Because then you're going to buy their products and not really think about them. Watch the nutritional content that you learn in this video.
Our first real heart-to-heart.
I've never seen any of your movies. Not even London together.
Hey, do you remember when that stalker kidnapped us?
Yes.
Blaze was there.
Blaze. Do you have barbecue or cheddar jalapeno?
Ooh. Oh, remember when we stumbled into that turf war?
And to be honest, these are really good. So like laughing at these without knowing that they're bad for you might make you want to eat them next time you see them in the store.
Remember when you bought your first house?
Ah! Hi, I'm Seth.
Those were good times.
They were golden. You ready?
Seth, do you?
I do.
And Janet, do you?
That's a yes.
So you see, kind of weird that this is our reality where this is what convinces us to eat food. So let's see what the ingredients are. You know, nothing nutritious like the sound of vegetable oil and salt. Yeah, and there's a lot of research behind high levels of salt affecting the gut microbiome. So let me just show you that real quick too, just in case you're like, no, it's not. I encourage you all to dig into the research on things like this. Don't believe a random video you watched on YouTube. High dietary sodium consumption may contribute to gut dysbiosis, and a lot of the gut microbiome tests that we have been taking have found that there's a lot of gut dysbiosis out there. Alter the gut microbiome composition, richness, and diversity. High sodium intake induces inflammation through the production of anti-inflammatory cytokines that directly increase blood pressure. And that is the ingredients. It's literally just a potato covered in oil with some salt on it. But they're not going to tell you that in the video. They're not going to say, hey, at the end of like the medical stuff where it's like, this may cause death, cancer, horrible illnesses. You might lose your legs, arms, limbs, and your face is going to fall off like 3 weeks later. Nobody's going to say that. They're just going to be like, yeah, look, you laughed. Haha. Not be careful with your consumption amounts of these because you could cause gut dysbiosis and mess your whole life up. So let's see if there's a better product out there. So y'all should already know my stance on McDonald's by now, but I don't really watch TV. I actually walked by a TV today and I saw a commercial and I said, whoa, man, that's a nightmare. So let's see how much worse the nightmare gets. Boom.
The mouth-watering Big Mac with a savory fillet of fish.
Okay, I wouldn't really say mouth-watering, unless you're starving to death and you're going to die. Then maybe that might actually be edible and mouth-watering.
and a tasty McChicken. My goodness, that looks good. Oh, you're making a McDonald's menu hack. Yeah.
Oh, and then they're just smashing garbage together. Why not, instead of eating 3, just have all 3 in one?
A land, air, and sea.
This is ridiculous. You know how terrible this is in so many ways, shapes, and forms that I can't even fathom? It's absurd. This is our world. Look. Oh, look at the pretty ring she has and the nice rings in her perfectly painted fingernails with the purple accents matching. Like, they do all this stuff to manipulate your brain.
Oh, it's going to tip over. No, it's good. It's good. Very stable.
And then don't forget to open up your TikTok and make a TikTok of yourself eating garbage, right?
Order the
And by the way, that's TikTok right there. That's why they did that, so people can see that popular app. Order our land, sea, and air. Oh, wow, this is going to be great.
land, air, and sea by name, build it by hand, and hack the McDonald's menu. I'm surprised at how attracted I am to it. But
Kill your gut. Yeah, butt up. Blah, blah, blah. Well, on basic Google, they say, is a secret menu item at McDonald's. Yeah, wow. Is that what it looks like? Is this reality? I think this is where we both start to recognize that expectations versus reality are very different. Professionally produced commercial, local McDonald's. 2 different things. I mean, even this photo doesn't even look like it did in the commercial. That looks kind of disgusting. My takeaway from McDonald's is just don't eat it. It's garbage. All right, now I think this is a Flamin' Hot Doritos commercial, which is one of the most absurdly addicting looking foods out there. I remember eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos almost every single day for years on end, and it was like an addiction. Like I was just, it was a craving it like drugs. And now they start coming out with all these other flavors. Sometimes I genuinely do walk to the grocery store and I'm like, man, that looks really good. But I'm never going to eat it because you feel like crap after. So let's see this commercial. And remember, we're paying attention to how much they're actually teaching us of the benefits of these foods. Like, consuming this food is going to help you with this, not cause these problems. And my take on this is kind of like, it's really funny how majority of research, we're not allowed to conduct it on humans because it's unethical. So we conduct it on rats, and like these rats are like dying and getting tumors and having problems. But then we can't test it on humans because, that's unethical. So it's almost like a joke in the world where they're like, we'll just put it in all their food, they'll eat it, and then that'll be our test game where you get sick, give us money. So we just basically like fund their research by us getting sick and then eating the crappy food, and then just like, oh, too many ingredients in there causing problems in your body. That's fine. We've got some drugs for that. So basically that's littering. That's a fake floor, by the way. That's pretty nasty that those are laying on the ground. And then if an animal ate those, well, why don't animals like spicy foods? Huh, that's weird. And by the way, sloths don't eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos, so not really sure what they're going with this. None of these animals did any of this. This is the part where they try to make you laugh, to like be like, just shut up and eat it. And then they turn animals eating garbage into a song. This is insane. This is really where our world's at, where it's just like, tell me how to live life.
Ooh, baby, baby. But baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. But baby,
If this woman climbed out of a tree, that bear would definitely eat her, probably, or at least chase her.
baby.
That crocodile would eat that bird. This would never happen. Sloths can't move that fast.
Nope.
So basically an entire commercial that taught you nothing about the food product at all and says, you laughed, haha, go eat it.
Ooh, baby, baby.
All right, so let's see the ingredients that are in this food. And winner, chicken dinner. We've got our enriched cornmeal over here. We've got, once again, our vegetable oil. And then we have our food coloring. And then we also have some monosodium glutamate over here. So a lot of people that don't really think bad of monosodium glutamate mix monosodium glutamate and aspartame. And there's a lot of fun stuff out there, but we're just going to go ahead and say that based on that commercial, it taught us nothing about the garbage effects of consuming these foods and the problems that are going to happen in our bodies after we consume these for a long period of time. Everyone says everything in moderation. Yeah, no. Maybe everything that's considered useful and healthy for a human being in moderation would be great. Like, don't eat 17 avocados in a day, but eating one avocado every other day is probably really good. Maybe one avocado a day is also really good. But eating these are absolutely ridiculous. These commercials are manipulating people into buying garbage off of the shelves. And not only are you being manipulated by the commercials, you're being manipulated by the ingredients. Here, check this out. So there's a good book right here called The Dorito Effect. So we just showed you a manipulative commercial of Doritos, showed you garbage that they are made of, and then an entire book that is written about them. So, DYOR in this case, but I used to eat those Cheetos every single day and it felt like I was the slowest person in the world. I wanted to change my life, but for some reason, I just couldn't get it. This is definitely going to be an amazing commercial. I saw an axe in this one. So, yeah, nothing like a commercial about eating some, sugar and sludge with an axe. Let's find out what goes on here.
So, what'd you do for yours?
And this is that joke like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? You would definitely trade it for something better. Like, you would look for somebody who just like, they just look like there's like a sleepy veil of no consciousness over their face. And you'd be like, hey, I'll trade you this Klondike bar for that. That's what you would do with a Klondike bar, not this. Remember, none of these commercials are going to teach you anything about the nutritional facts. Nothing at all. Nothing about the ingredients. There's no disclaimers. It would be beautiful if food commercials had to put disclaimers like consuming these could, imbalance your gut microbiome health, could cause type 2 diabetes if you eat too many of them, blah, 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 blah. But they're never going to do that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, me neither.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Trade it for something better. So let's see what the ingredients are in a Klondike bar and if they're good for you or not. Whoa, this looks gross. What they do here, the reason that this tastes so good is that they're mixing cream and oil. So they're mixing sugars and oils. When you mix sugars and oils together, it's going to say, your brain is at least going to have that signal where like, this is good, but no, it's not. Because unfortunately, well, this is all crap. And I would never consume this a day in my life. So basically, if you're following the 50 brain cell challenge, there's a very key indicator in this product and why you would never consume it. You've got soy lecithins. Whenever you see this in any food, doesn't even matter what it is. When you see this in a food, you don't need it. It shouldn't even be in any food. There's no point in it. It's not something that you need to eat. So why would you say, oh, I'm going to consume that? Like an apple's ingredient is apple, an avocado is avocado. This right here, soy lecithin, we would never consume that. Caramel Keller, we wouldn't be consuming these. The soybean oils, which is funny enough, if you actually go to the grocery store and you look at your vegetable oil, its ingredient says soybean oil. So why do they call it vegetable oil, right? It's because most people don't like soybeans. And if it says soybean oil, people are not going to buy it versus vegetable oil. Oh, it's vegetables. And I promise you when I say this, majority of people do not look. There is no, imagine, there is no education in high school about learning how to read your ingredients or your labels. There might have been in some schools, but maybe I was just in special ed classes, which would say a lot. But I never learned any of that. And then you go to college and you're never taught to read any of this. Then you get your job and then you're working, then you're busy, and then you're going out with your friends and you're living your life. There is never a point in time where it says, hey, like instead of looking at the front, flip it over, look at the back. If there's too many ingredients, put it back on the shelf because it's probably garbage. So right here, these are the key indicators. Remember that when you're looking at your daily values, it's based on 2,000 calories. So when a woman is consuming food, that daily value marker is wrong for a woman specifically, because most women don't consume 2,000 calories. They're going to put you around like 1,006, 1,008. And then for a guy, depending on your height and weight, you need more. So the 2,000 calorie thing is always wrong. But the key indicators of why we would never consume this are right here. There's 0.2 grams of dietary fiber and 29 grams of sugar. No, bad. Moving on. This looks like that expectation versus reality right here, but let's see this commercial.
Arby's doesn't have a beef with burgers. However, Arby's does have a beef with beef that hasn't been smoked for 13 hours over hickory. Arby's does have a beef with beef that doesn't end up on buns with crispy onions and smoked Gouda, or flatbreads with cheddar and crispy bacon. So yeah, Arby's gets along really well with Arby's Smokehouse Brisket. Basically, BBFs. Brisket buds forever. Arby's, we have the meats.
Wow, great. Okay, what's in an Arby's roast beef sandwich? Finding the nutritional facts for this is too hard, but rule of thumb, if it's a fast food restaurant, don't eat it because it's garbage. Now, this is going to be the last one we're going to go over here, and this is going to be the Super Bowl commercials. Super Bowl commercials are usually among the funniest because they have to be funny. Remember, your amygdala needs to turn off for you to be even a % convinced that this food is actually something that you should put in your mouth. And it is insane that our world, there are millions and millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people who will eat these foods still, despite the fact that we are where we are in our world. So let's enjoy these commercials.
Cheetos has popcorn now?
Hey, I'm gonna need you to... Never mind.
So when the Cheeto dust is sticking on your fingers and stains your hands, which AKA, you could tell a person that eats a lot of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, because these 3 fingers right here for me were specifically covered and painted red. Could you imagine what your organs look like? Could you imagine what that actually does to your body? You'll learn on your own.
You can't touch this.
Help.
You can't touch this.
So they're doing hammer time over here where he walks around because he's eating Cheetos, making it, socially acceptable? I literally used to eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos at the bar. Like, I was at a bar with a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos walking around totally drugged. That was me.
You can't touch this.
I trust you.
Stop. Hammer time.
I touched it. New Cheetos popcorn. It's a Cheetos thing.
So yeah, that taught me a lot.
What's that?
Reese's Take 5 bar, chocolate,
And then remember, they're mixing oil and sugar.
peanuts, caramel, peanut butter, pretzels.
Never heard of it.
Where have you been? Under a rock?
New to me.
And then he actually is under a rock. I need to eat one of those now. No, like what? Like, what is this manipulative shit?
What were you, born yesterday? Raised by wolves? Are you clueless? Head in the sand?
That's offensive, Trish.
Yeah, Trish.
You from another planet?
Oh, Trish, none of us have heard of Take 5, so who looks stupid now?
Reese's Take 5, the best bar you've never heard of.
How is that the best bar you've never heard of? That's like the worst bar I've ever heard of.
Little Caesar's Delivery. That's the best thing since sliced bread.
All right, and then when it comes to these pizza companies, oh my gosh, it's absolutely just pure garbage.
We got a problem. There's a new best thing.
And then what they do is that, in this case, what they're doing in your brain to make you like interested in these types of things is because that's a really known statement. Oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And then they go over to like a corporation with sliced bread, and then they do this to you.
Okay, new ideas. Go.
Travel size bread.
Sparkle bread. Bread insurance.
Magnetic bread.
Dear Lord. Run the numbers. I ran the numbers.
Run them again.
You can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Talk to me.
Go out there and lead.
Thin slices, thick slices, diagonal slices. Yes, this might work. This might... What?
I bet they're gonna do like, is it gonna be like breadsticks? Please tell me no.
No! Everything is fine! I've been following this turkey for a month. Sliced bread is toast!
I'm not gonna cry. Don't cry.
This is not happening. This is not happening!
I know there are concerns, but everything's fine.
So this is genuinely, I mean, think about how much money they had to spend on this commercial just to convince you to let somebody come to your house and deliver you crap.
Little Caesar's Delivery. Best thing since sliced bread.
I know.
Oh, look, he's delivering for them. How delusional.
America's best value, now delivered.
Pizza.
Best value? How do they even claim that? Best value how? Let's find out. And this goes back to that issue with sodium. This is a classic pizza, so it looks like a large pizza over here. I know a lot of people that'll eat like half of a large pizza. So even if you eat 1/4 of a large pizza, you're still getting roughly, that's 50% of your daily value of sodium. So now you're mixing your sugars, you're mixing your cholesterols, you're just getting an entire concoction of gook when you eat pizza. And remember, the key part right here is paying attention to this. You're paying attention to the sodium numbers right down here in this line. So this is all that matters. You're looking in the thousands on every single one of these items. So this one, this is ridiculous. 7,090. Oh my God. It's insane. So this is where these foods, they taste good. Sodium is a taste modifier, very important. But you're mixing your fats, you're mixing your oils, then you're adding sodium in there, and then the dietary fiber in all of these is just extremely low. All right, let's see what this next commercial is. But take up on pizza, don't eat it. If you really, really, truly need pizza, you should be making it yourself. Nothing better than when a commercial starts with a spaceship. This is definitely going to be tasty.
Quickly, get the big blue bag.
Big blue bag.
Whoa! Is this the future?
Then notice the ingredients that they have in there. They had a bag of Cheetos, or they had a bag of Doritos and beer.
This is the present, future Bill. Here's your order.
So let's see. They've got Flamin' Hot Lemon Doritos. They've got Mountain Dew. They've got Bud Light, and then they've got celery and orange peppers. Wow, that's a whatever's in that bag right there is definitely gonna mess somebody's gut up.
Excellent.
Here are your groceries.
And then in here we have Tostitos is really the only visible one. So like this is the importance of brands. Like these brands spend a lot of money to be in the limelight. It's why they're everywhere. It's why a lot of people consume them. It's because they're the most known thing. So when you go to the grocery store and you see something, and many people shop off price. So like if you shop off price and you haven't joined our Reset Button program, enjoy never having to worry about money ever again, because you're going to get skills that teach you how to make money. Because when you are shopping based on price, you're really limiting your ability to be healthy as a person. You're really limiting your entire family tree's health. Because when you're born, you have telomeres. Those telomeres are passed down from the SNPs of your parents. So if their gene expressions are going to decrease the quality of your life, you're literally going to be fighting against bad genes. And in order to improve the quality of the world, we have to improve our genetics and then reproduce with positive genetics in a good gene variant and expression to the younger generation, or they were going to continue to get into a much worse place. So, there's a lot of the young generation with the anxiety and depression going on, and wonder why that's happening. Guess we'll find out.
That's all coffee, right?
And then right here, obviously, the Walmart brand, and then the Starbucks logo.
Whoa.
And what they're doing in this is they're taking every single kind of well-known concept, like Men in Black, The Martians, The Arrival, all these different movies that people are aware of, and they're putting it in here to build rapport with you. And they're never actually explaining anything about any benefits of something. I'm pretty sure this is just a delivery service for Walmart, but...
Where are they?
Yes, I do. I am quite
So yeah, basically just free pickup. That's that whole commercial. All right, let's see this one. Okay, so Planters Peanuts. Totally just, once again, bad product, not good. And then here they are hanging off the end of a cliff, and
No, you let go.
it's gonna break.
Hey, Mr. Peanut, no, you don't. Don't do it, Mr. Peanut. No. Maybe he'll be all right. Maybe not.
So literally nothing about that. All of these commercials are just built to manipulate. I think this is Pop-Tarts. Is this Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts toaster pastries. Are you
Yeah, how many people try to shove their pretzel in a toaster? How many people even have pretzels to shove in a toaster is like the real question.
drugs to snack? Pop-Tarts fix that for you. From ho-hum to so yum.
And it's insane that there's people out there in the world that are so lost that would be willing to make a commercial to manipulate other people into having health problems.
Pop-Tarts pretzel is the perfect combo of sweet and salty, filled with cinnamony sugar. All in a revolutionary toaster-ready shape. It's a pretzel, but better because it's from Pop-Tarts. Let them change your life.
Yeah, change your life for the worst. We're just going to fast forward to this one. So it's a Wild Wild West scene with sound, and then it says Doritos. Not in a single one of these are you ever going to learn anything about these foods or the effects that they're going to have on your body if you consume them long term. This will be the last one we're going to do because this just looks absurd.
There's an oyster bar.
Oh, heck yeah. That was not me. That was John Legend. The singer, not me. Some random girl. That was John Legend.
I hate to see it go to waste.
So somehow that was a car commercial? It's just confusing.
We had this ice brought in from the Arctic.
So anyways, Snickers. Snickers has a good one. Hungry, eat a Snickers. Yes, when you get hypoglycemic, you usually do get a little bit angry. So their marketing campaign is that people genuinely do get a little bit more frustrated when they're hungry. So hungry, eat some gelatinous sludge. So what I would say is that if you see a commercial on TV about a food, there is a very high correlation, about like 99% of the time, you should never eat the food at all. And who are the people that are watching TV most during the day? The older generation that grew up on TV. I mean, I don't know if you have parents or, what they do, but a lot of them watch TV. And a lot of us don't watch TV. So we're subject to it going on like Twitch. If you've ever gone on Twitch and watched a stream and weren't subscribed to the streamer, you got hit with these commercials. All I can tell you is to educate yourself on these topics and be aware why these commercials make you laugh. Laughing makes a person's amygdala drop, and that makes you more susceptible to influence. This is why every commercial is based on something funny that is designed to make you say, that was a really good one. Because then what happens is a majority of people are in a place where they're not truly happy and motivated by what they do. So you're at work, and then, after the Super Bowl, y'all go ruminate on some of these commercials where you're like, did you see that commercial? It was really funny. And then what that does is they literally played you a commercial, made you laugh, stored some shit in your brain that you're going to go talk and communicate with somebody later because it makes you feel positive. The whole goal is to feel happy without having to repeat things that other people have put into your brain that make you happy. Like, think about happiness in general. Like, do you derive your happiness from eating a bag of chips? I used to. I literally used to love eating Flamin' Hot Cheetos to the point where I would say, when I would eat them, and they were so good. But then you learn to derive your happiness from other places, not these addictive processes that we have. I used to smoke weed every single day. I don't do that anymore. I used to drink every single weekend. I don't do that anymore. I used to eat all the garbage foods. I don't do that anymore. I used to play video games every single day. I don't do that anymore. I play video games maybe one time a week for about a half hour. And that's just because my friends play it. So every once in a while, I'll hop on there, do something with them. And eventually, I will no longer do that in my life because it is not a good use of my time. So you can do whatever makes you happy, but remember that you're going to get older and the world is evolving extremely fast right now. So if you fall behind a year, it's not like you're falling behind 10 years nowadays. So hope you enjoyed the video. There should probably some subscribe stuff on here somewhere. I'm not one of those people that are going to be like, yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment to your friends, do all the fun stuff. But if you have any questions on videos you'd like me to do in the future, feel free to write down in the comments below. And remember, mind your gut and you will, in fact, keep your mind. And if you'd like to wake up and not eat, let your glycogen deplete, we've got some fasting guides down below. We've got some step-by-step resources. And if you want to make money online, yeah, you're more than welcome to do that, because that's going to help you afford healthier foods so you don't have to chew on a Snickers bar anymore. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. See ya.